Coming up on Coastline News, why Trump is refusing to attend the Republican debate earlier tonight.
And later, we have more information on the Chula Vista lottery winner and the famous cashier who sold the ticket.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the first Coastline of the semester. I'm Nicholas Kjeldaard.
And I'm Gabriela Garcia. In today's headlines, popular GOP candidate Donald Trump is not going to be attending the Republican debate tonight. During a rally in Iowa on Tuesday, Trump complained about a mediator, Megyn Kelly, being biased against him. Trump has floated the idea of boycotting debates 3 times before. Instead of Trump participating in the event held by Fox News, he is hosting a town hall event.
Obamacare will enroll fewer people than originally expected in 2016. The Congressional Budget Office says they are expecting only 13 million customers compared to the roughly 20 million last year. Experts say rising premiums and out-of-pocket expenses for health plans may be causing fewer people to sign up. In the third enrollment season, many plans are also offering limited networks of covered doctors, hospitals, and healthcare providers. Those who opt out of coverage and are uninsured will have to pay a fine assessed by Obamacare.
An Afghanistan policeman turned on fellow officers Tuesday morning. The man shot 10 other officers at a southern Afghanistan checkpoint before fueling with weapons and ammunition. The Taliban are reportedly claiming responsibility for the deadly shooting, saying the officer now works for them. Meanwhile, security forces are looking for the policeman and the Taliban allies. This is the latest in a series of insider attacks in Afghanistan, which has a strong Taliban presence.
The FBI stopped a 23-year-old Milwaukee man from attacking a Masonic temple. Sami Mohammed Hamza was arrested Monday after buying 2 automatic weapons and a silencer from undercover agents. Hamza had been under investigation since September of 2015. The investigation showed he had plans to attack Israeli soldiers and citizens living in Jordan's West Bank. However, he abandoned his plan and focused on attacking the Humphrey Scottish Rite Masonic Lodge. The FBI recorded conversations explaining the details behind the mass shooting. Hamza is being charged with illegally possessing machine guns.
A standoff lasting several weeks continues in Oregon, despite many of the group's leaders recently being arrested or killed. On January 2nd, a group of ranchers took over the National Wildfire Refuge as an act of protest toward the federal land. For over 3 weeks, the ranchers have occupied the building, only letting supporters and members of the press into the facility. But on Tuesday, police arrested 8 of the protesters, most of which were leaders of the group. One protester was also shot dead by police this week after he tried to evade authorities at a traffic stop. The rancher's main spokesman, Amun Bundy, is among those arrested and is now asking anyone involved to return home. However, the remaining occupants reportedly took a vote and have decided to continue their demonstration until further notice.
A Georgia man is shot and killed in his own home just 1 month after winning the lottery. Gregory Birch Jr. won over $430,000 on a Fantasy 5 jackpot. Thursday night, Birch was at home with his girlfriend when 3 masked men allegedly shot down the door of his home and killed him. The 20-year-old had reportedly been receiving threats since he won the lottery last November. Friends of Birch said he had recently used some of his winnings to buy Christmas gifts for people in need. Police have not yet named any suspects in the case.
So that cashier that sold that lottery ticket must have become super famous after he did.
No kidding, especially with all of the news. I thought that lottery was just going to keep on going.
Right?
Well, let's take a more detailed look with our reporter, Marissa Hornaday, and her interviews with the lottery winners.
Excitement ran high for weeks over the constantly growing Powerball jackpot, which started at $40 million and eventually climbed its way up to a whopping $1.5 billion. But with a 1 in 292 million chance of winning, the odds weren't in favor for many. except for one lucky winner who purchased a ticket at the 7-Eleven in Chino Hills, California. The record-breaking ticket was sold by the now most famous 7-Eleven clerk, who was shocked by the win.
Some media guys called me. Yeah, I thought someone joked with me. After 15-20 minutes, all people come inside the store and he starts celebration.
When news broke out of the win, Chino Hills residents gathered around the store chanting with excitement and pride in their community. And their new claim to fame seems to have brought everyone together.
And they were so excited for our community and for whoever it was that won. I think they were genuinely excited, and that was a huge positive. That made it even better for our community.
This store on Chino Hills Parkway is now known as the luckiest 7-Eleven. Customers have been coming in nonstop since the Powerball win, sometimes even wrapping a line around the building just to get in. What was once your average 7-Eleven is now a landmark in the city of Chino Hills. And though the Chino Hills winner has not yet come forward to claim their prize, there is definitely a new air of excitement in town, as well as a new celebrity.
Sometimes I come in the parking lot, some people honk, hey, just like. But I'm really feel happy and, excited. Yeah, I love my job.
Marissa, Hornaday, Coastline News.
The doomsday clock, a symbolic countdown to the end of the world, remains at 3 minutes to midnight. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists is the group that sets the time each year. The clock's minute hand conveys how close we are to destroying our civilization with dangerous technologies of our own making. Last year, the scientists moved the clock from 5 minutes to midnight to 3 due to climate change and extraordinary and undeniable threats to humanity. The decision to not move the clock was based off the tension between Russia and the U.S. and the recent nuclear testing in North Korea.
Scientists are warning health officials to turn their attention to the Zika virus, urging them to make the public aware of the disease and its potential danger to Americans. The virus, which is spread by mosquitoes, causes high fever, rashes, severe birth defects, and can hinder brain development in infants. Thousands have fallen ill in Brazil, and several residents from over 20 other countries have also been infected. Zika poses little risk to most people, but for those it does affect, the side effects are often fatal. Currently, there is no effective cure, but U.S. leaders, including President Obama, have been meeting to discuss how to best minimize its spread.
For the third time, California Governor Jerry Brown rejects parole for a follower of cult leader Charles Manson. 46 years after a series of bloody murders rocked Southern California, Bruce Davis is said to remain a danger to public safety. Davis was convicted of 2 murders in 1969 and is serving a life sentence. Governor Brown was mentioned in his decision that Davis tried for years to downplay his role as a member of the Manson family. While in prison, Davis became a born-again Christian, earning his doctoral degree in philosophy of religion and becoming a minister to other inmates.
Diego has and will be experiencing president.
And what's happening in Flint, Michigan, and why people across the country are concerned about this.
All right. Nice.
Open mics, ready so everyone take it, and cue talents.
Here at Coastline News on Point TV Channel 23, we strive to tell news as it is. We work hard each week putting stories together that really matter to our viewers and other college students. We want to tell you the facts, what is happening in the world, in San Diego, and on PLNU's campus. We write everything ourselves, shoot it, and edit it. A student newscast that is the real deal. We hope that you tune in every third Thursday at 8 p.m. to watch the newscast live or view online at Point TV's Vimeo page or YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Coastline News. Flint, Michigan has been experiencing a water crisis as of late. Hundreds of children have been exposed to high lead levels in their water, and President Obama has declared a state of emergency.
Reporter Madisen Steele has more on what's happening with the water and the pipes it's coming from.
The same lead pipes that cause widespread lead poisoning in Flint, Michigan still carry water into millions of other homes around the U.S. Experts say lead pipes are predominantly found in older neighborhoods, especially in the East and Midwest. In many cases, replacing these buried pipes would be costly. Michigan's Governor Rick Snyder said it could take up to $700 million to install new pipelines across his state alone.
Because as you know, many places in this country do have lead pipes, but water comes out safely because of this coating process.
Instead of the costly replacements, chemicals are often added to the water to prevent the plumbing from corroding and leaking lead and other metals into the drinking water.
If indeed it is true that this can be linked to the water system, and there's a pretty strong likelihood that it is and that it will be, yes, unfortunately people will have died from this decision.
Researchers are questioning whether this treatment and routine testing is enough. Utility operators say what happened in Flint is unlikely to be repeated. A survey completed by American Water Works Association puts the number of lead pipes still in use at 6.5 million. Without the correct treatment, more people and children across the country would be affected by these pipes.
And I know that if I was a parent up there, I would be beside myself.
To help combat the lead pipes, Michigan's National Guard is coming together to volunteer and pass out water bottles, filters, and rescue kits. In April, the problem in Michigan will have been going on for 2 years, but many hope that it will finally be coming to an end. Madisen Steele, Coastline News.
Lead has not been found in some homes this year. U.S. home sales jumped to the highest level in nearly 10 years. The number of sales nationwide rose to 5.46 million in 2015. The National Association of Realtors said Friday that sales of existing homes climbed 14.7% last month. The association claims that steady job growth and low mortgages drew to more buyers to the market, causing sales and prices to climb. The median sale for price rose over 6% to $222,000. Realtors are forecasting that sales will stay flat in 2016, but the median price will continue to rise.
Lawyers are challenging a law in North Carolina requiring voters to show photo ID before casting a ballot. State attorneys and the NAACP, which is backed by the Justice Department, began arguments over the law in federal court on Monday. Critics say it intentionally discriminates against African Americans and Hispanics, who are less likely than whites to have an acceptable form of ID. However, a state lawyer says only a small number of people may not have the necessary forms of ID. It's unclear whether the trial will affect the March primaries.
A Good Samaritan is killed after trying to help a man get his car unstuck on an icy road. Friday evening, a North Carolina man was arrested for the killing of 26-year-old Jefferson Heavener. That man was identified as Marvin Jacob Lee. Lee was stuck on the side of the road when he reportedly became belligerent toward the Heavener and several neighbors who were trying to help the man move his car. Police said Lee got out his car, fired at Heavener, then went up to the victim and fired again, killing him before returning back to his car. The SWAT team was called and took the man into custody.
Coming up on Coastline, reporter Ross Nederhoff will give you the latest weather updates from El Nino to Jonas.
And the latest local news after the break. Welcome back. The reward has been raised for information on the 3 inmates who escaped a maximum security prison on Friday. The Orange County Board of Supervisors approved the raising of the reward to $200,000 earlier this week. KCAL News reported that investigators detained a man suspected of throwing tools over the prison wall on Monday, but Sheriff's Department has not confirmed it. The trio cut through a 1/4-inch thick K-grill and then made it to the roof via plumbing tunnels. After cutting through 1/2-inch thick steel bars, they used sheets to climb down the wall. Officials say the trio may be armed and should be considered dangerous.
Officials confirmed that a person who reported hearing shots at the Naval Medical Center on Tuesday will not be charged. Around 8 a.m., a single witness reported hearing 3 gunshots in the basement of the building, home to the offices and barracks for sailors and Marines. After the shooting was reported, base security sent a run, hide, and fight message, prompting a flurry of law enforcement and media activity. The facility housed in Balboa Park went into lockdown, as did 3 nearby schools, but investigators found nothing substantiating the report of gunshots and ended the shelter-in-place order at 1:45 p.m. Weather is such a huge topic as of recent weeks that we have reporter Samantha Watkins with some valuable information on the high tides here in San Diego.
Those waves are so strong. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's one tourist's description of the waves on San Diego's coastline. The National Weather Forecast says waves of 6 to 10 feet, even possibly 15, is expected early on this week. A high surf warning for Monday and Tuesday has been issued in San Diego County. But that's not stopping surfers from hitting the water. Those with experience like Tom say these waves are the perfect height.
No, this is perfect for me. Any bigger, I can't handle it.
And other surfers agree.
This is where the challenges come through. This is where you get to get better, get stronger, and just kind of push yourself to the limit.
But not everyone feels that way.
Just watching them is enough, though. Getting out there just frightens the heck out of me.
Forecasters say the high surf is most likely from swelling and that it is still safe to go to the beaches. And more lifeguards are on duty for safety precautions.
The lifeguards have been monitoring the pier here at Ocean Beach, and as of now, there are no plans to close it. However, it has been damaged with the storms in the previous weeks.
San Diego has faced rainstorms recently, and residents say it is anything but ordinary.
It's crazy weather. It is. It's insane.
As for the high waves and surf, as one surfer puts it,
I'm happy just to catch the wave. It's all gravy from there.
Samantha Watkins, Coastline News.
Those high tides have definitely not stopped San Diegans from hitting the waves. Reporter Jonathan Pickett has more on some recent surfing activities.
This world record for the most surfers riding one wave simultaneously was nearly broken this week on the shores of La Jolla in San Diego. The attempt was a fundraiser called the One Wave Challenge, organized by Boys to Men, a nonprofit that raises money to help and mentor underprivileged kids, many who are fatherless. Co-founder Joe Sigurdson jumped at the idea to raise awareness and take a crack at the record.
Our team got on board and pulled the permits and got the insurance and contacted the vendors, got a bunch of stuff donated. I mean, look at this place. It's incredible.
150 surfers showed up on the morning of January 23rd and attempted 18 different waves to break the record. There was a point in time where it looked like their 13th attempt was the new record holder. However, after an official count, they found out they were just 14 surfers short at only 97 uprights simultaneously when they needed at least 111 to break the record. You'll get them next time, San Diego. Eric Huffman, the official judge, reiterated there would be another attempt next year, and they will spend the next 365 days preparing. In the end, the record-breaking attempt helped generate awareness for the organization and allowed people to meet the boys in it, so consider it a success. With Coastline News, I'm Jonathan Pickett.
Those are some insane waves out there these past few days.
That there have, and insanely enough, with all the weather that's been going on a few weeks ago here, the weather on the west, or the East Coast specifically, with all that snow, it'll be crazy to see what's coming up in this next week. So let's look to our weather reporter, Ross Nederhoff, for the latest on weather.
That's right, you guys. I've got a lot of weather news for you. To start, I've got some recent news to catch you up on. Bottom line, it has been a crazy couple of weeks coast to coast. In the first and second week of this month, 3 El Nino storms swept over Southern California, overwhelming the area and its residents. The extreme rainfall left many parts of Los Angeles and San Diego flooded, caused mudslides in the mountainous areas, and damaged multiple buildings that were not constructed to withstand the conditions. Meteorologists say this year's El Nino is tied with the strongest on record, drenching the state with over 2 inches of rain in a period of only 3 days. Just weeks later, but thousands of miles across the U.S., Winter Storm Jonas traveled over the East Coast. From January 22nd through the 24th, heavy snow was dumped on New York City, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Boston, and many other cities nearby. Snowfall totals came in at over 40 inches for the most intensely impacted areas, and at least 14 states received over a foot of snow due to the snow system. Overall, it was the largest snowstorm on record for many locations in the East. The storm closed a majority of businesses, canceled an estimated 12,000 flights, and will reportedly cost our economy between $500 million and $1 billion. The winter weather was also some of the most deadly on record, causing at least 48 deaths. But it seems the worst is over for the East, which is now working to recover and manage the massive amounts of water left behind by the snow. Authorities are warning the public to stay aware of the flooding danger as government agencies come together to discuss cleanup strategies. All right, and with that, on to our current conditions here in San Diego. I'm going to give you a preview of what you can expect right now and this coming week. Let's take a look at our current conditions outside right now. We've got a temperature of 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind speed is 8 miles per hour, so not too bad. Rain probably not going to happen at 10%, and humidity is pretty low for San Diego at 40% humidity. Let's take a look at our highs for tomorrow, for Friday. We've got Oceanside at 67, Encinitas at 67, San Diego 63, and Chula Vista warming up as we go south, 68. Inland is also warmer, 75, and Julian up in that elevation, you have a little bit chillier at 64. Let's take a look at our lows for tomorrow. We have Oceanside at 44, Encinitas 51, San Diego at 50, Chula Vista, same trend here. Warmer as you go south and inland, 50 at El Cajon, and Julian elevation 48 once again. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. The next 7 days we've got here, let's see, Friday we have a 62 degrees, Saturday 63. It's going to be partly cloudy those days. Sunday we're going to get some rain. It's going to cool down a little bit, 58 degrees Sunday. Monday there will also be a bit of weather. We're going to have a bit of wind that day. It's also going to be chillier at 59. Tuesday, the clouds will be gone. They're going to be pushed out by that wind. It's going to warm up a little bit, 60 degrees on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, 63 and 68. It's going to keep warming up towards the end of the week. It's going to be a warming trend there. And let's take a look at the surf report. For tomorrow morning, we've got waves 10 to 12 feet, you guys. It's pretty crazy. I have a feeling that has something to do with the recent El Niños and the weather being experienced all across the country. So if you are experienced, you know what? Go out there, do your thing, but if you're not, you might want to steer clear of it because it's pretty high, and the high tide, 7:52 a.m., low tide at 3 o'clock. That is about all I have for you guys. So enjoy the weather these next couple of days. Middle of next week, we're gonna experience some rain and wind, so keep that in mind and have a great week, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ross. And stay tuned for your latest on sports and what this upcoming Super Bowl is looking like.
Also, reporter Marissa Hornaday has your entertainment news next.
Welcome back to Coastline News.
So the Super Bowl is coming up very soon.
It is, and sports, kind of wrapping up for the month and the beginning of the year. So let's see kind of how we're looking in terms of this sporting event. Connor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if everyone would be interested in the Super Bowl. Maybe like 100 million people will tune in. I don't know. But either way, that's going to be my only pick of the week for this edition of Larson's Lottery. So here we go. It's going to be a battle of new versus old. The stylish and loud Carolina Panthers will be led by their MVP candidate quarterback Cam Newton, while the straight and narrow old-fashioned Denver Broncos are led by their future Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning. A great Broncos defense will take on the powerful and dynamic Panther offense, but basically whichever unit performs better will dictate the outcome of the game. However, I really don't see the Broncos being able to keep Cam and the Carolina offense off the board enough times to give the old guy across the field a chance at his second ring. So take Vegas's odds and the line on the game, which has Carolina as a 5.5-point favorite. Get ready to see the boys in blue dabbing all over the field after they win the franchise's first Super Bowl. Carolina wins 35-17. Well, one of the biggest Panther fans just so happens to play professional sport as well. You might know him, just this dude, Steph Curry. Yeah, the guy is hotter than a girl with 1 million Instagram followers. The man is ballin'. He's leading the league and averaging 30 points a game, making his defenders look dumb, just like he made the Spurs' Kawhi Leonard look. For example, the dude just crossed him up and took his lunch money. And we can just watch Steph doing his thing again, scoring his second half-court shot of the game here. Yeah, man, you do your dance, Steph. He's just lighting it up. And the Golden State Warriors are 42-4, which is now on pace to beat the 1995-1996 Bulls team that set the record at 72 wins in a season. So it's going to be super interesting to see how well they finish up the season, which is arriving really quickly, actually, and super excited about the Super Bowl. I don't know about you guys, but...
Thanks, Connor. As the Super Bowl is coming up, the NFL preps Levi Stadium for the Broncos, Panthers, and El Nino. 14 inches of rain falls annually in Santa Clara, the city hosting Super Bowl 50, in the brand new stadium. Tuesday, sunny skies open up in the Bay Area, and workers seize the opportunity to break out the paint cans to prep the field. The NFL says that everything is on track for the big day. There is a 40% chance that the Bay Area will be significantly wetter than normal through the Super Bowl on Sunday, February 7th.
All right, well, we've got a lot of news. We had a lot of the weather, bit of the sports coming up. Guess that pretty much leaves us with entertainment as far as topics to
You're
cover.
right. Marissa, what do you have to tell us about entertainment this week?
Well, there is quite a bit going on in entertainment, and I'm here to bring you all the latest talk, what everybody's talking about. And to start us out with some big news, we may be hearing wedding bells in the near future for one of Hollywood's most recent fave couples, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. The musical duo has been attached to the hip since coming out as a couple on The Voice in November, where they are both judges on the show. And their romance has only been growing stronger. Even after Blake's less than 1-year-old divorce with country music star Miranda Lambert, he is ready to tie the knot yet again with Gwen. And as for rumors about a baby girl in the near future, Blake says that it's a little early to be talking about that. And another slightly unexpected couple thinking about marriage is Tyga and Kylie Jenner. The two have been official since March of 2015, and though there hasn't been talk of a ring anytime soon, in a conversation with Kylie's sister Chloe, the 26-year-old rapper slipped in that he would marry her. And Star Wars The Force Awakens is moving up in the charts with force. So much so that the 7th episode to the popular series has hit a global benchmark in record time for IMAX views, reaching $200 million at the worldwide box office in 35 days. Not only is Chewie a crowd favorite, but some of the original actors have been brought back to play characters such as Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Anakin Skywalker, which brings a special sense of nostalgia to the film. And it is time to prepare your goodbyes for America's favorite talent show. American Idol is in its 15th and final season. After many years of creating some big names in music, it is only fitting for some of the greatest Idol alums to make an appearance in the farewell season. The list includes former winners such as Kelly Clarkson, Ruben Studdard, Carrie Underwood, and Jordan Sparks. And we may even see some of the original judges return to the panel for the final show. And for all of us over here in sunny California complaining about our colder winter thanks to El Nino, most of the country is experiencing snowstorms. And as seen in this viral video of the week, this panda seems to be enjoying the snow. Tian Tian, a panda living in the Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington, D.C., is so cute, just rolling around in the snow, seems to be having a great time. He's got that big coat of fur to keep him nice and warm. So those are all the stories that I have for you in entertainment. So back to you guys at the desk.
Right. Well, for some reason, I don't think the pandas at the San Diego Zoo will be having that same playtime anytime soon. Anyway, thanks for watching the first Coastline of the year. I'm Nicholas Kjeldaard.
And I'm Gabriela Garcia. Thanks for watching Coastline News.